So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
Explored the origins of the Nezha myth. His evolution through centuries of storytelling.
Right.
And his resurgence in modern media.
Yeah.
Talked about his rebellious spirit, his relatable struggles, and his enduring appeal for audiences of all ages.
Yes.
But what I'm really struck by is how these modern interpretations of Nezha aren't just rehashing the old myths.
Right.
They're using them to explore contemporary issues.
Exactly.
And offer fresh perspectives on these timeless themes.
I agree. It's a testament to the power of myth.
It really is.
To adapt, to evolve,
Yeah.
and to speak to us across generations.
Across generations, it's incredible.
And I think it's clear that Nezha's story is far from over.
I agree.
He continues to inspire artists, filmmakers, audiences around the world, all over the world.
And I, for one, can't wait to see what new interpretations emerge in the years to come.
Now, before we move on to discuss some of the more nuanced aspects of these films, like the portrayal of specific characters and the exploration of complex themes like fate and free will, I want to touch on one final element that I think is really crucial to Nezha's enduring appeal.
What's that?
His sense of humor.
Ah, yes.
You're right.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Despite all the drama and the epic battles, Nezha is often portrayed as this mischievous trickster.
He is.
A bit of a rebel who doesn't always follow the rules.
Doesn't follow the rules,
And that playfulness, that willingness to poke fun at authority, is a big part of his charm.
It is.
It's like he doesn't take himself too seriously. Even when he's facing down dragons and demons.
Even when he's facing out dragons and demons.
And I think that's such a refreshing quality in a hero.
It is.
Especially in today's world. Where things can feel so serious and overwhelming.
You're right.
It's a reminder that even in the midst of struggle and adversity, it's important to find those moments of joy. To laugh at ourselves and not lose sight of the absurdity of life.
And Nezha, with his 3 heads and 8 arms and mischievous grin, is the perfect embodiment of that spirit.
He is. He's a reminder that even heroes can be funny. That it's okay to be a little bit rebellious.
A little bit rebellious. I like that.
And that sometimes the best way to fight injustice is with a well-placed prank and a hearty laugh. And on that note, I think it's time to delve a little deeper into these modern interpretations of Nezha. Let's do it.
What I'm particularly curious about is how these films explore those more nuanced themes of identity, destiny, and the struggle between individual desires and societal expectations.
That's a fascinating area to explore.
It is.
Both Devil's Child and Nezha Reborn offer these unique perspectives on these themes. And I think it's through their exploration of these complexities that we can gain a deeper understanding, not just of Nezha's enduring appeal, but also of the challenges and aspirations of modern society.
So let's dive into those complexities and see what insights we can glean from these modern interpretations of this ancient myth.
Sounds good.
So we've established that these films are visually stunning and tap into those themes of rebellion and self-discovery that resonate with modern audiences. But let's delve into some of those more nuanced aspects you mentioned. Starting with this whole idea of identity. How do these films portray Nezha's struggle with who he is and who he's supposed to be?
That's a great question.
You
know, in the traditional myths, Nezha's identity is often presented as fixed.
Fixed.
He's the 3rd son of Li Jing. A deity with extraordinary powers. Destined for greatness.
Destined for greatness.
But in these films, his identity becomes much more fluid. And contested.
So it's not just about being the son of a deity or fulfilling a predetermined destiny.
Exactly.
There's more at play here.
Yes, much more.
In Devil's Child, for instance, Nezha is literally born from a demon pill. He's immediately labeled a monster.
And the villagers fear and reject him.
Oh, wow.
And this sets him on a path of questioning who he is. wrestling with this predetermined identity that's been thrust upon him.
Yeah.
From birth.
And how does Nezha Reborn handle this idea of identity?
Well, it's interesting.
We've got Nezha reincarnated as Li Yongsheng, who's just a regular guy, at least initially.
Yeah, in Nezha Reborn, Li Yongsheng has no memory of his past life as Nezha.
He has no memory, okay.
He's living a relatively ordinary life until those powers start to emerge.
Oh, wow.
So for him, it's less about struggling against a preordained identity and more about discovering and integrating these hidden aspects of himself.
So in both films, we're seeing different aspects
Right.
of this struggle with identity.
Absolutely.
In Devil's Child, it's about rejecting a label that's been imposed on you.
Yes.
While in Nezha Reborn, it's more about piecing together your identity from fragments of the past and present.
Exactly. And what's fascinating is how both films connect this personal struggle with identity to these broader social issues.
Broader social issues,
In Devil's Child, Nezha's demonization reflects prejudice and discrimination.
Right.
The fear of those who are different.
And in Nezha Reborn, Li Yongsheng's struggle to control his powers could be seen as a metaphor for the challenges of navigating a rapidly changing society where old values and traditions are clashing with new ways of life.
That's a really insightful connection.
Thank you.
It's like these films are using the hero's journey to explore the collective anxieties and aspirations of the society in flux.
And what about this whole idea of destiny? Nezha is often depicted as a figure battling against fate.
Yes.
Trying to forge his own path. How do these films play with that theme?
Well, in Devil's Child, the theme of destiny is front and center.
Okay.
He's literally cursed to die on his 3rd birthday.
Right, because of that demon pill.
Because of the demon pill.
That he was born from.
Yeah.
So the entire film revolves around his efforts to defy that fate.
To defy fate, exactly.
And it's not just Nezha who's grappling with destiny. His friend Ao Bing.
Yes, Ao Bing.
The son of the Dragon King.
The son of the Dragon King.
Is also burdened by expectations.
He is.
And a predetermined path.
Right. He's supposed to be this great hero.
Okay.
But he's carrying the weight of his family's legacy.
Oh, wow.
In the pressure to restore their honor.
It's like both characters are trapped by these destinies that have been laid out for them.
Laid out for them, right.
And their friendship becomes this space where they can challenge those expectations and find their own way.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Thank you.
Their friendship represents this possibility of breaking free from those predetermined roles and forging your own path.
Right.
Even if it means going against what society expects of you.
So how does Nezha Reborn handle this theme of destiny?
It's interesting because...
I mean, Nezha is reincarnated.
Right.
So wouldn't that suggest that fate is inescapable?
Right. And that's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Nezha Reborn takes a more nuanced approach to destiny.
Okay, nuance.
It's not just about fulfilling a predetermined role.
Okay.
It's about understanding the choices you make within the context of that destiny.
So it's not about escaping fate, but about making choices that shape how that fate unfolds.
Precisely.
Okay.
Li Yongsheng could easily succumb to his anger and resentment,
Right.
allowing those negative emotions to consume him.
Okay.
And fulfill that prophecy of destruction
Right.
that's been hanging over him.
Hanging over him from his past life.
But he chooses to fight against those impulses.
He does.
To use his powers for good.
So it's about agency.
Right.
About taking ownership of your destiny. Even if you can't completely escape the circumstances you're born into.
And I think that message, that you have the power to choose your own path, even within the constraints of fate, is particularly resonant for modern audiences. Especially young people.
Right.
Who are navigating a world that's increasingly complex and uncertain.
Uncertain. Yeah, I can see that.
It's like a message of empowerment, a reminder that you're not just a pawn in some cosmic game. You have the power to make choices, to shape your own destiny.
Even if it means going against the grain.
Exactly. And that's where Nezha's rebellious spirit really shines through in these modern interpretations.
It's not just about mindless defiance.
No, not at all.
Okay.
It's about having the courage to question authority, to challenge the status quo, and to fight for a better future.
Even when the odds are stacked against you.
Even when the odds are stacked against you, exactly.
That's a powerful message.
It is.
And I think it speaks to something that's deeply ingrained in the human spirit. This desire for agency, for the freedom to make our own choices and to shape our own destinies.
Absolutely. And Nezha, with his enduring legacy of rebellion and self-discovery, becomes a symbol of that desire.
A symbol of that desire.
A reminder that even in the face of these overwhelming challenges, we have the power to choose our own path.